Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to RV online classes. Today I'm handling your 4th standard social studies and your 8th chapter, that is natural resources of India. So I hope you remember we have already completed the chapter. So let us recall the chapter once again. So what are natural resources, students? Natural resources are nothing but the easily available things which are inexhaustible in the nature. The natural things are already present in the nature, which are inexhaustible, which can be inexhaustible also there and exhaustible things also present on this planet Earth. Those are also essential things to live on this planet Earth. So that is natural resources. Again, natural resources are divided into two parts. First one is renewable resources. First one is renewable resources and second one is non-renewable resources. So these are the two types of natural resources present on our country. So this, what do you mean by renewable resources? I told you no. Throughout the whole lesson, I told you what is renewable resource. Renewable resources are nothing but the natural resources which can replace themselves. What do? They replenish again. They replenish themselves. Yes. As well as easily available. Easily available. And they are inexhaustible. What are those? Inexhaustible. So inexhaustible in the sense which can't be completely used up. The thing which cannot be completely used up, that is called as inexhaustible. These are the characteristics of renewable resources. So there are so many renewable resources are there. I told you, I hope you remember what are those. Soil, air, water, sunlight, and then wind. This wind, then. So what else you have? You have forest, So animal also comes under the renewable resources. So, these animals are not things, even though they comes under the renewable resources, whereas soil is the topmost layer, topmost layer of earth. How it can be helpful? So can you completely use up the soil? Where you will take the soil? Yes, the soil is freely available and easily available in nature, and it is easily, it can't be completely used up. It's also inexhaustible. How the soil help us? It helps us to grow the plants, and it holds the water into it. And the second one, that is air. Air is a essential. It is an essential factor to live on the planet Earth. For every creature, every living things, it needs air. No, yes. So this air help us to produce the natural resource like a wind energy. What happens? So this air is also having a layer of, there is a layer of air that is known as atmosphere. The air is surrounded into a layer in our planet. That layer is called as atmosphere. This atmosphere helps us to give the particular temperature. It provides us the right temperature which is needed for all the living things. The right amount of temperature will be released from the atmosphere, and it also helps us to avoid the harmful rays of sun. What are those harmful rays are called? UV rays. So this air or the atmosphere, the layer of air, it eliminates the UV rays from getting into the earth. Then the next one, that is water. Water is also one more essential thing to live on the planet earth. If we need to survive means the water is very much necessary. Apart from drinking, the water is used for much more things, no? Yes, it is used for much more things, and it is also used to make electricity. So that is called as hydroelectricity. The electricity which is made from the water is called hydroelectricity. Thus how the water is useful for us. Hydroelectricity will be produced. So we have only 1% of land and 3% of water on earth. So among that 3% of water, among that 3 portions of water, only some part of water are edible to drink. Only we can drink the fresh water. We can't drink the sea water and the ocean water. So it's a natural resource, but it takes some time to get the fresh water. Hence, we should use it limitedly. Yesterday only I told you. Then the next one is sunlight. Sunlight is also natural resource. So how do we get the sunlight? We get the sunlight from sun, right? Yes. This sunlight is very much essential for all the living things present on the earth. So by using this sunlight, plants prepare their food. That process of preparing food is called photosynthesis. What do we call it as? Photosynthesis. This is the process of food preparation in the plants by using sunlight. Then wind. Wind is used in the windmills to produce the energy. Wind energy is produced by windmills with the help of the movement of wind. However, there will be wind. According to the movement of the wind, the windmills keep on moving. If it keep on moving, then it produces the wind energy. Then comes forest. Forest is a rich source of plants, water, animals. So we get so many things from the forest, no? Yes, we get food, we get wood and gums, and so many perfumes, that are so many flowers. Everything we get them from the forest. Forest is also rich in plants. It is rich in plants, right? And it holds the good soil, the fertile soil in the forest because of the presence of trees. Plenty of trees will be there, no? So it will help to hold the soil. Then comes animals. Plenty of trees will be there. So here, animals, what do they provide us? Yes, they provide us so many things like leather, meat, what else, egg, milk, that everything we get from the animals. These are about the natural resources. The first type of natural resource, that is renewable resource. These are the renewable resource that can be easily replaced by themselves. They won't need any others help to replace themselves. They can create themselves again. But even though it is a natural resource, renewable resource, we have to take care of it, and we should use it very limitedly and wisely. Then the second one is non-renewable resources. Second one is non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources in the sense those are exhaustible. They can be completely used up in your future generation. Hence we should use it very wisely. Yes. So we have, they can't be replaced, I told, no. So there are so many types of non-renewable resources are there. So among that, the important is fossil fuels. So these fossil fuels are nothing but the formation of decomposed plant. It may be plant or an animal. How it formed? It is found from the decayed or a dead bodies of animals and plants. Till They take millions and thousands of years to form fossil fuels. Some of these, the important fossil fuels, the first one is we discussed, that is coal. Yesterday only I told First we have discussed, that is coal. It is used in so many things like vehicles, machines. So even for the house use, also for the industry-based use, the coal is very much useful. The coal plays an important role in producing electricity. Hence, we should use it very wisely. Then the next one, petroleum. Petroleum is the second non-renewable resource we have discussed. So it is a liquid gold. It is also called as liquid gold. It is in the liquid form. Where do you find it? Yesterday only I told you can find it under the ground. Also you can find it under the deep inside of seabed. And the seabed you can find this petroleum. So further the extraction of petroleum give rise to petrol and diesel. Petrol and diesel. So these are the two major liquid form of petroleum. So those are very much useful for all the vehicles, the inverter generators. So everything they need this. Whatever the machine may be, whatever the electronic based item, they use the natural resources or the non-renewable resources. So hence we should maintain it very wisely. Then here, so petroleum is called as liquid gold. No, one if we use it like however we want, it will be completely used up. All the vehicles or the machines which are running with the use of this petrol and diesel, they will settle down like that only. They won't run later. So that's why there is a there is a solution for this. So you can reserve the petroleum. So there is a reserve of a petroleum in each countries. So in our country there is a petrol reserve in Bombay High, that is in Bombay city. So that it has a petrol reserve there, that is Bombay High is the place where you can see the petroleum reserve in India. Then the last one, the non-renewable resource we discussed, that is metals. So I hope you all are familiar with the name metals. So many metals are there. Metals are used to make so many things which are helpful to our day-to-day life. Even the metals are used to make the vehicles also, no? Yes. They will also one day completely used up. Hence we should keep on recycling them. We should recycle the metal after we use it, and if it is not working properly, any metal item or a metal thing. So if it is not in use means we should recycle it. Then we can conserve it for the future generation. So this is all about renewable, non-renewable resources, and yesterday I have told you some of the conservation of non-renewable and renewable resource. We should conserve them. We can save the water by switching off the taps. If you are washing your face means what you should do, you should switch off the tap. You should not keep it running. When you apply the soap, what you will do? You will keep it running only. You should not do like that. And if you are not using the electric items or the electric appliances in the house, like your fan, washing machine, like that, if you are not using it, you should switch it off. Then only you can get the proper consumption of electricity. There will be electricity saved for the future generation. So also by not using each and every separate vehicles, by making carpools, by using public transport, we can save the fuels like what petroleum as well as diesel. So this is all about your chapter. So let us write down fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. With the fill in the blanks with the correct answers. Correct answers. First question, non-renewable resources, are also known as are also known as dash. Option A, exhaustible, exhaustible. Option B, exhausting, exhausting. The third option, that is inexhaustible, inexhaustible. See here, so whether non-renewable resources are exhaustible or inexhaustible? Is they are exhaustible. The right answer is A1. A1 is the right answer. So as I told you, no, they may completely use it up if we does not use it in a correct way. So then the second question, water is used to produce, water is used to produce dash. What kind of energy is produced from water, they are asking. First question, hydroelectricity. First option, hydroelectricity. Second option, solar energy. Option C, wind energy. Option C is wind energy. Yes. Then the third question, sorry, the answer of second question is water is used to produce. So by using water, what kind of energy you can produce, they are asking. I told you, no, the electricity can be produced from the water, which is known as hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity. Then the third question, bauxite is an dash resource. Bauxite is a dash resource. Option A, exhaustible, exhaustible. Option B, inexhaustible, inexhaustible. Option C, renewable, renewable. Yes. Which is the right answer? For the third one, bauxite is a dash resource. What kind of resource it is? It is a exhaustible resource. Exhaustible resource. So option A is the right answer for the third question. And there is a fourth question. Fourth question, fossil fuels are made up are made up of remains of remains made up of the remains of dash. So how the fossil fuels are made, they are asking. They're made by the remains of what kind of things? Say the first option, that is solar energy. Then the second option, dead plants, dead plants and and animals. Then C1, the third option, water sources. Water sources. So what kind of remains they are made up of? They are asking. The fossil fuels are made up of dead plants and animals. D1 is the correct option. Then the fifth question, we use dash to get, we use dash to get solar energy. So what do we use to get solar energy? They are asking. And the option A is hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity. Then option B is wind. Option C is sunlight. Option C is sunlight. So which is the right answer? Sunlight is the right answer. We use sunlight to make solar energy. Yes, this is all about your 8th chapter, that is natural resources of India. So take out your page number 60, as there is a think column. So you should think and answer for that. How would your life be affected if there were no more coals and the petroleum in the world? So as I told you, while explaining the lesson only I told you what happens and what will be get affected if there is no coal and petrol is present on the world. They are asking what may happen. So what are the effect of finishing of the petrol and the coal? Both are fuels, no? Those are fossil fuels and the non-renewable resources. If they end up means what you will do, you will have to list those things. List the things that you are not able to do. What are the things you can't make with the absence of those natural resources? Then life skills and the values. So find out about the one type of alternative energy and write a report on it. So yesterday I told you, so whether you by using non-renewable resources, you can replace it by some of the alternative energy like solar energy, wind energy. So you can make use of them instead of making always use of non-renewable resources. So you have to write one kind of that alternative energy and you have to write a report on it. And there is a enjoy column as always. So you should make a chart showing renewable resources that are used to produce energy. So what kind of renewable resources are used to produce energy? You have to list them and you have to make chart according to it. Then you should draw the picture along with each natural resources and explain their benefits in 3 sentences. You should draw each and every natural resources which are renewable resources or it may be non-renewable resources. So you have to write their benefits. The benefits we are getting from those natural resources you have to write in 2 or 3 sentences. So I hope students you all understood this chapter. We'll continue in the next session. Thank you.